Hey everybody, Kip Erskine here, and welcome to the pandemic. I'm making this mini course and welcoming you to it specifically for janitorial companies. I'm a commercial property manager, if you didn't already know, and been in the business for 35 plus years. Never seen anything like this, so I thought what would be good was to create a framework by which janitorial companies specifically and other service partners can learn it just as much as well on really how to get through this, and call it MidPandemic Prosperity and MidPandemic Playbook. And so the framework really consists of a couple of different aspects. Number one is called Essentialize. And this very first video, we're going to talk about what it's like to become an essential service. We've all been told that essential services are those that are allowed to stay open. Now, janitorial companies, by definition, have become essential services so that they can increase their disinfecting and sanitizing and, a frequency of cleaning touch points and any areas that human contact can be dealt with. So I don't mean necessarily how to qualify as becoming an essential service, but how do we, for the next go around, because this isn't going to be the only time this ever happens in our lifetime, that we have some kind of a downturn in either economic factors or just general business climate. Things are going to adversely affect us at one point in time, so let's be ready for them now. So how do we essentially become an essential human? What is it like to be an essential human? Those are the people who aren't on the sidelines because they do something that really isn't of vital importance to the economy, but be thinking about what it is with qualities within yourself would qualify you to become an essential human. I think it's time to go back to basics. For a lot of us, we tend to lose our way amidst the frenzy of the pandemic and the death tolls. And yes, all of the numbers are really pointing towards something that is out of control and that could allow you to be thinking in a method that's just out of control. And so we're best off learning from history and knowing, yes, it's happened before, and it'll happen again. So what can we learn from, if we put our glasses on, look back and used our 20/20 hindsight, what can we learn from history? And a lot of what it comes down to is those people who have actually stuck to the fundamentals. When you talk about those who prospered in downturns, there were millionaires and billionaires that were made in the last crisis of 07, 08, 09, and those are the ones who were ready. They had ready cash, they had cash reserves, and they went in and they bought, and they got huge returns. And so it was a contrarian thing because everybody was selling when they were buying. And so thinking about what the masses do and thinking about what's the other way, and look for opportunities on the other side of that. So I'm going to be introducing Contrarian Thinking 180. And so if everybody's going one direction, what's the advantage of going the other way? If there is one. There isn't always one. But just because everybody's doing things doesn't mean you should be. I think your mother taught you that one. A lot of the elements of essentialism also talks about the minimum viable what? You need a minimum viable revenue. So that comes from a minimum viable number of accounts and customers. So what's the very minimum that's going to allow you to get lean in these times and to really become an essentialist that says, this is a marginally profitable account and it takes just as much effort, if not more, to manage that one than these other ones that are very profitable. So be thinking about how can you get the most productivity out of your workflows and your workers and your workforce to generate the best, most viable profits. So you're here to stay in business, and we're here to help you stay in business, hopefully. And I'm going to be introducing a number of different ways in a larger offering a larger course called PostPandemic Prosperity that I hope you'll stay tuned to, because then we'll go deep and we'll go long with regard to how to best position yourself for long-term profits. So that's the very first idea, is to essentialize in figuring out what it means to become an essential human, to really value your own self-worth, and to get back to the basics of your own values. And there's ways of really discovering what those things are so that you can help prioritize all the stuff that comes your way. You can rise above the crowd and take a contrarian view that may be very, very healthy, that says if everybody's going one way, go the other. Also, think about the minimum viable accounts that you'd need, and by exercising the Pareto 80-20 principle, really focus on the 20% that are your best customers and help weed out or let go and say goodbye to those that are marginally successful and marginally profitable for you. Think about optimizing all of your processes. Now's the time when we do have a little bit of extra time, and some of us are working from home, and the business climate has slowed down, especially for property managers. So we can really take a look at what are the processes that we can help optimize and automate, and really look to leverage technology in those things. And then streamline processes and say goodbye to things that actually don't make sense anymore. Ask your clients if they actually require these particular reports anymore. Are they even looking at them? So now's the time to kind of streamline, and then delegate, outsource, and really, really leverage those people who have the talents that you may not possess. So this is lesson number 1 in the Mid-Pandemic Playbook. Stay tuned for lesson number 2. I enjoyed this.